Welcome to the Dabbleverse Nightly Roundup channel. Please subscribe, like our videos, and turn on your notifications so you can hear the latest in the hilarious Dabbleverse News Roundup nightly. Good evening and welcome to Dabbleverse Nightly Roundup. Tonight we will discuss Stuttering John Melendez's ill-fated road trip across the country that makes the Donner Party look like a walk in the park. Stuttering John Melendez embarks on epic cross-country road trip with 3 cats and a clunker. In a tale that's equal parts of failed comedy and catastrophe, failed comedian and podcaster Stuttering John Melendez has set off on a cross-country road trip that's turning heads for all the wrong reasons. Armed with a beat-up old car, 3 feisty cats, and an already crushed spirit, Melendez is making his way from Canoga Park to New York, leaving a trail of cat piss, failed podcast episodes from the road, empty Coors Light cans, and engine parts in his wake. "I've always wanted to see the country," Melendez announced via a shaky video from his phone that is mounted on his cracked dashboard as he hits every pothole on the road as he attempts to podcast. "And I figured, what better way to do it than with my trusty old car and my cats, Drollster, Spitz, and Sir Snotsalot." His audience quickly noted that the car, a 1985 Ford Pinto, seemed anything but trusty, and the cats seemed anything but enthusiastic. His audience also commented, "We would like to say this is an unusually bad podcast quality for his show, but it is sad to say that all the shaking from the piece of crap car and hitting the potholes are actually an improvement on John's usual video quality." The journey began with a major hiccup when John, in his typical Demassery style, forgot to pack essentials like food, for himself and the cats, water, or clothes, instead filled the car with inflated furniture, adult diapers, and extensive collection of outdated road maps that he got for free when he was on the Howard Stern show. "I thought they'd add a nostalgic touch, and were free," he explained. "Turns out, GPS is pretty important, if only my cell phone hadn't been disconnected for non-payment before this trip." Day 1 saw the sad crew breaking down just outside Canoga Park, as a matter of fact they only made it 1 mile from the refrigerator box he lives in. John tried to call the quadfather to have him tow them home, but unfortunately his wheelchair was in the shop allegedly. Melendez, undeterred, spent the night in a roadside motel that boasted free Wi-Fi and occasional hot water, and boasted "we take EBT for payment." The cats, confined to a single room, expressed their discontent by staging a loud and chaotic rebellion at 3 a.m. "I woke up thinking the place was haunted," John recounted, but it was just Sir Snotsalot trying to open the mini fridge. His neighbors at the flea trap of a motel said, the cats meowing loudly was a refreshing break from the worst singing they had heard in their lives from John earlier in the night. "As a matter of fact, we cheered, 'Go cats go, just please do not let him sing again.'" As the journey continued, Melendez's Pinto sputtered through small towns, each breakdown providing only worsening material for his podcast with every mile that passed. As bad as his podcast is, let's feel sorry for the cats because John likes to sing when he drives, and those poor cats have endured never-ending hours of John's horrific songs. In Chicago, he interviewed a bemused mechanic who fixed his car with duct tape and a prayer, and John could barely pay for those. He said it wouldn't last, but who cares because you were broke? John said through his tears. The motels became progressively sketchier as John moved east and as John's budget got even smaller. In Missouri, he stayed at the Sleep Tight Inn, where the beds were as lumpy and pathetic as his career prospects. "I asked for a room with piss-stained bed, so I felt like I was at home," John quipped, but the sadly white and clean sheets said anything but home to me. His feline companions, meanwhile, discovered a new hobby, trying to learn to meow in Morse code so they could call 911 and say, "Please rescue us from this hell." In Ohio, the Pinto's engine finally gave out. Melendez, ever the optimist because with his career that's all he has, saw it as an opportunity. "We're going to hitchhike the rest of the way," he announced. The cats, placed inside his food and spit-stained t-shirt, rode shotgun as John thumbed a ride with a trucker American Cupcake who immediately recognized John's bent finger and cruised right on by because he would never get the smell out of his cab if he picked John up. Another trucker stopped for John and claimed to be a fan of his podcast, though he did admit he listened mainly to fall asleep. Despite the myriad challenges, Melendez's misadventure has garnered no sympathy at all online for John, but there has been an outpouring of sympathy for the cats. Luckily, Howard and Beth Stern sent in a life rescue helicopter for the cats, and whisked them away to their mansion in the Hamptons to live in a life of luxury. John was seen crying as the helicopter flew away, begging, "Please take me with you, Howard," and Howard was seen laughing as they flew off. Witnesses that were on the scene said they believed they saw the cats giving John the finger as they flew away. Melendez remains upbeat about his odyssey. "It's not about the destination, it's about the journey, and those cats are having a wonderful journey, but for me not so much." As John continues limp their way towards the East Coast, one thing is certain: this road trip will go down in history as a testament to stupidity, hilarity, and proves cats know how to escape when they are being mistreated. And who knows, maybe there's a Netflix special in the making, Stuttering John's Perfect Road Trip, but Netflix is in the business to make money, so it's unlikely it will ever get made since no one will watch it. Stay tuned, America. If you hear a sputtering engine and the distant sound of meowing for help, give a wave. It's just Stuttering John, torturing us all as he travels across America city by city. A better name for this tour might, Stuttering John's Catastrophic Cross-Country Caper.
Thanks for watching this Dabbleverse Nightly Roundup episode. Please subscribe, like, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new episode of the news.